Castle Hunt 2! Castle Hunt 2 is a 2005 Zelda Fangame made by Freedom in the Zelda Classic engine. And of course, being the self-indulgent windbag I am, I thought I'd start off Halloween on exactly the wrong foot by talking about a game that is literally part of only my childhood and my childhood alone. So your plot is super basic. Link needs to go inside this haunted castle to rescue someone or something that isn't Zelda. Simplicity itself. I'm honestly surprised there hasn't been an official Zelda game set in a haunted mansion yet. You'd think Phantom Hourglass would be that, but no, not really. Anyway, you have this ghost blocking the entrance, so after brutally murdering it, you can finally make your way in. Wait, how do you even kill a ghost? Isn't it, already dead? Ugh, 2 minutes in and logic has been thrown out of the window. I'm out of here. Okay, never mind. The titular castle of Castle Hunt is actually a small hub world with levels and shops here and there. You basically have to run around exploring and trying things to see what works. What's really neat about this is that not every monster haunting this castle wants to kill you. Several of them are actually on your side and just want whoever is doing the bad things to stop doing the bad things. Even though the castle this takes place in doesn't have a name, there's an incredible sense of atmosphere in place here, considering this is a fan game made in an engine that originally ran in MS-DOS.
My cuz wants to be head of the clan, but I can best his offer. You kill the beast and I'll reward you with this magic blade.
There's statues everywhere, blood fountains, evil wizards and Frankensteins. Yep, it's definitely a castle, and it's definitely haunted. I really love the gothic stone-carved look of everything, and the music really helps set the mood too, even if it's mostly just midis of older games and classic rock and heavy metal tunes.
Feeling like it's all over. Feeling like there's no love.
It kind of gives me a similar vibe to that old screensaver you used to see in Windows 98. This one, right here. Like if you could go inside this house, you'd find similarly foreboding stuff. I'm particularly fond of the main shop you'll be visiting to stock up on items. It's not often you see Roseanne cast as a healing fairy of the blood fountain, or a fish man with a patching trowel selling you high explosives. And also someone who may or may not be the Grim Reaper, who also might be the person that actually owns this castle, I'm not sure. Anyways, all 8 dungeons are available to you at the start of the game, but in typical old school Zelda fashion, you pretty much have to do them in order since each dungeon has an item that's required to progress in the next dungeon. I actually really like this conceptually. You have a smaller, more focused hub world, so the dungeoneering is the focus of the gameplay. Not only that, nearly every screen on this hub world has something hidden. Quite frankly, as condensed as it is, it's still a bit easy to lose track of where everything is. I actually had to make a graph of the hub world because I kept forgetting what room contained what stuff. There's even more shops where people sell you bombs and you learn how to swing your sword instead of stab people with it, which hurts more for some reason. I guess Link must have joint problems or something. So in order to get to the graveyard where whatever you're looking for is, you have to find 8 Triforce pieces. Nude eyes, in order to let the skeleton, who is currently enjoying the deepest pint in the world, allow you to pass.
No crying about the prices. You won't find any better around here.
Alright, first dungeon time. I'm lost. What do I do? Where do I go? Oh God, where's the key? Where's the key that opens the door I need to progress? Where's the key? Where's the key? Where's the key, Austin? Where's the key? Ah, come on! There's gotta be a key! Where the hell is the friggin' key? Are you s***ing me? Did I waste the f***ing key? Am I going nuts? Where the f*** is it? Are you serious? Are you actually serious right now? Did I really waste my only key on this treasure chest with a magic extender? What kind of sense does that make? Shouldn't there be enough keys for everything in a dungeon regardless of how far you are in said dungeon? So let me get this straight. If you don't get the keys in the right order, you get blocked from progressing any further. This sucks. All right, new game time. So after starting a new game, making sure to stay far the f*** away from anything even remotely resembling a treasure chest, we make it through the first 2 dungeons, and I am officially the keeper of the keys now. I am not touching a treasure chest until I'm damn sure I've unlocked every door that can be unlocked. So anyway, what's neat about this game is that after every 2 new dies you get, the main shop's dialogue and items change, with the shopkeepers acknowledging your progress. It really makes it feel like your actions are making a difference in the world, like, wait, why is it not working? Wait, what? What? What kind of sense does that make? You see this drooling hungry monster and the meat you're given doesn't do anything? He's drooling! That means he's hungry!
Listen to yourself. What kind of logic is that?
All right, we need to talk about something. Look at this room right here. This is not a dead end. We need to clear this room to progress. We have some meat, a boomerang, a hook shot, a torch, and some bombs. Now, what do you think we need to do to progress? Set the straw on fire? Nope. Set the trough there on fire? Nope. Maybe put the meat in the trough and hope something comes to eat it? Nope. Hit the torches with the boomerang or hook shot? Double nope. Have you given up? Are you as lost as I am? Well, what you're supposed to do is blow up the trough with a bomb. How is anybody supposed to guess that? This is a consistent problem throughout this fan game. You're required to make wild leaps in logic and just guess what you're supposed to do for a huge portion of the playthrough.
When in doubt, burn, baby, burn.
Typically in video games, there's a concept called conveyance that most developers try to follow. It's a bit convoluted to go into full detail over, so let's just say conveyance is when game developers try to tell you what you need to do in their game without spelling it out to you and making you feel like a dumbass. If you see a cracked wall in a room with walls that are otherwise normal, your first instinct is to try and break it. If you see a room full of torches but one of them isn't lit, your first instinct is going to be to try to light that torch. If you see a completely empty room with nothing obvious in it, your first instinct is going to be to think that that room has nothing of interest and move on. But not here! There's a ton of stuff that's just never explained. Invisible walls where it's never made clear where they start and end. Shooting arrows into skeleton eye sockets to open doors. Hitting some statues with boomerangs and others with reflected projectiles so they turn red. There's no rhyme or reason to any of the puzzles here, and more damningly, there's often no clear indication that there is a puzzle to be solved in any given room, so it feels like you're flying blind a lot of the time. I feel like this whole thing is a ploy to make the game last longer, because the majority of your playtime isn't spent doing fun things like killing monsters and finding stuff to open new areas. The majority of the game is just trying literally everything in literally every room, hoping to God that maybe, just maybe, you might finally find what you need to progress. That's not fun. That's a Sisyphean nightmare. It actively feels like you're going insane the longer you spend desperately banging your head against the wall, looking in vain for an exit. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave.
Talk about a lazy bones. You're just polishing a chair with your butt.
I'll be perfectly blunt and say I'm thankful that there are Let's Plays of this game on YouTube, because without them this game would have easily taken me 12 hours to complete. A full 6 of them spent wasting my time on trying to intuit what the developer wanted me to do. It's really a shame because I remember liking this as a kid, but then I also remember never making it past the second dungeon. It's a testament to just how strong the atmosphere here is and just how fun the non-violent monsters are. They're what I remember, but that's forever tainted by the fact that nothing of substance or value is ever explained to you. It's like you're learning algebra in high school again, but your teacher only explains the basic concepts to you and then throws difficult problems at you that require an understanding of the material you don't have, and then your teacher wonders why you're failing.
Who invited you? Oh, if I could locate my arms and legs, I'd hammer your monkey skull until it rings like a Chinese gong.
Ugh. What's sad is, if you strip out all the meandering, time-wasting nonsense, this game is only about 4 hours long. I feel like if most of the puzzles were simplified or stripped out entirely, it'd be a much better game for it. The combat's actually pretty fun even. You have multiple enemies that are weakened by certain items, and you have multiple options for attacking, like arrows, a fire boomerang, and even a hammer that shatters armor. It just sucks that most of the time, combat means you're killing every enemy in the room in the hopes that a new room will open or an item you badly need will drop. You're not doing it because it's enjoyable or fun in its own right, you're doing it because it's necessary, and that makes the whole thing feel like a chore.
Now we see, man or mouse, I think you die, mortal.
So you collect all the Nunais and make your way to the castle graveyard, where whatever you're looking to rescue is. While I like the whole Evil Dead forest aesthetic it has going on, the graveyard here almost feels like an afterthought, as if the game is saying, oh, all those puzzles didn't scare you off? You really want to waste your life completing this? God, you're a dumbass. Well, here you go, dumbass!
Got milk?
Would it even remotely surprise you to hear that the last dungeon is just as convoluted and confusing as all the dungeons that preceded it? I actively feel the amount of time I have left on this planet dwindling as I play this, and that is not something you want your player to be feeling. This dungeon took me an hour to complete, and every time I think of what else I could have done with that hour instead, I die a little more inside. So we make it to the end of the dungeon, and it turns out the evil was Ganon the whole time!
It's Android 18! I don't believe it. She was inside Cell the whole time.
You beat Ganon, and you're offered to end the quest now.
Don't you tempt me.
Or play an extra bonus dungeon, which is literally just the final dungeon from the first Legend of Zelda in this Fangame's graphical style. It's tedious and confusing too. So after all that, are you at least rewarded with an explanation? A cutscene of you celebrating with all the monsters, Limbo of the Lost style? A cutscene telling you about how you saved the castle? Anything? Well, let's see.
You went through all of that to rescue a sack of trick-or-treat candy?
Trick-or-treat! Trick-or-treat! Trick-or-treat!
We went through all this for a bag of trick-or-treat candy.
Yes, thank you.
You again? I thought you were dead. Okay, you get your sack back, but you're just a big sorehead.
Pure poetry. 8 hours. 8 hours of my life I am never getting back. As much as I adore the sense of atmosphere this fan game has, I don't think I'm ever playing it again. Don't get me wrong, there's some good stuff here, but it's a nugget of gold buried under a mountain of garbage. The talking heads are impressive given the engine, and some of the characterization and world building are, well, there isn't any really, but the whole thing gives off this vibe of you being in a dangerous place, but there's people around who aren't taking it all that seriously, which is a pretty fun vibe for a fan game to have. In fact, a decent portion of the monsters here are actively assisting you by offering you items and weapon upgrades. You never feel like you're truly alone, even though you're in a castle full of monsters. It feels more like a big Halloween party that you were invited to, and I think the game would have been a lot stronger if it leaned into that aspect a lot more. I almost want a game that's nothing but that. You wandering a haunted house just talking to all the weird monsters that live there. Think something akin to Scary Godmother, only a bit more rough around the edges. As it stands, this game is a confused mess that mostly just wants to waste your time. And yet, somehow I don't think I'll ever forget it. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I will say that there's one feature I really appreciate. If you go into one of the hidden stores, there's a room with regenerating vases that give you infinite rupees and hearts, which makes grinding them out much less of a chore. Also, it turns out there's actually enough keys for every dungeon. The extra key here is just hidden in a really awkward place that doesn't make sense. Who would have thought? So I guess you get points for that game. It's technically possible to get all the keys and get all the treasures without being stuck at this point in the game. So kudos, I guess. If after all this, for some reason, you're interested in playing Castle Haunt 2, I've actually included a zip file of it in the video description. All you have to do is download it, extract the zip file to your directory of choice, and then open Zelda W. From there, you have to register your name, hit enter, and then hit the Alt key twice, select Castle Haunt 2, hit OK, and then start playing. If it doesn't work, well, consider downloading a version of Zelda Classic from one of the official websites. The version I've included here has fixed the sound quality of some of the music in the game. What the hell? I just blew a hole in reality itself! What the hell's going on?
Welcome to the Anti-Void, motherfucker!